Today I'm making the latest SheetLoad of cards.
Hey, it's Beth. Welcome. Today is a new SheetLoad of cards. So we are on May of 2026. And if you are new to SheetLoad, every month Call Me Crafty Owl puts together a PDF that has a card sketch, supply list, cut list, everything you need to help you make a set number of cards. And this month it's a special edition, making a kind of fun fold card. It's a tent topper card. So it's will sit kind of like a tent, and then you'll have an image that comes off of the top. It uses 12 by 12 paper and makes 12 cards. So there's a playlist linked in the description box below for the SheetLoad creative team, where you can go and get tons of ideas and inspiration on using this month's SheetLoad. Also in the description, Alicia's video will be linked telling you how you can get this month's SheetLoad. All she asks is that you be a subscriber to her channel. So for my SheetLoad, I already have my card bases cut and folded according to Alicia's instructions. I have a variety of scraps that I've decided to use today instead of full-size sheets. And they are kind of a combination between a collection that I don't know where it's from. It's just what's left. And then also the Christmas collection kit from Echo Park. I'm kind of down to bits and pieces here, and these two coordinated really well. So I've kind of put them together as a kit. And so my scraps are kind of from both collections. So I'm using scraps for that. And then I also went through and stamped my Happy Holidays sentiment on scrap white cardstock using the Christmas time stamp set from Echo Park as well. And then I have some really cute little ephemera pieces that it's a file that I purchased from Creative Fabrica, and it kind of fit the kind of rustic vibe of the scraps that I'm using. So since there are 12 cards, I chose 4 different designs and printed and die cut 3 of each of those. So that's what I'm going to be working with today. So I will go ahead and get my papers cut down and see if we can't get my cards laid out. I've gone ahead and cut down all my patterned paper pieces, the scraps that I was using to make all of the different panels according to Alicia's cutting guide. And then I've already added them to whatever mat they're going to, whether I've got the big pieces on the card bases, the strips on the mat strip. And then I did go ahead and adhere my ephemera to a green cardstock circle. So now I have one of each of the card bases laid out. So I have 3 each of 4 different patterns of the card bases, of those strips, and then of the ephemera. So what I'm trying to do is just kind of figure out which patterns are going to go with which, and which ephemera is going to look best with which. So I have all of those laid out, and then I do have my sentiment stamped, like I said, and already ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and add it down first, so that it will help me space out that strip that's going to go across the middle. And then I will kind of not quite center that strip, but it's going to be a little bit closer to the top than it is the bottom. And I will try and find the Creative Fabrica file that I purchased and link it down below if you like the ephemera pieces. And then for the circle, I'm just going to add glue to the bottom half of the circle and then have that sticking up over the edge of the card. So I'm just kind of making sure it's about halfway. Luckily the circle on this one, it didn't really have a top or bottom. And then I am making sure that with that circle on top, it will still fit in an A2 size envelope. So looks like I'm good. And then I will go ahead and assemble the other
3 cards the same way, using the same sentiment on all of them. And I wanted to take the opportunity to say, like I mentioned before, the link for the To Call Me Crafty Owl's video where she tells you how you can get this month's SheetLoad will be down below. And she does ask that you subscribe to her channel, so it's completely free to get the SheetLoad, which is an amazing perk for, you know, the time and effort that she puts into this every month. If you would like to support her further, she does have paid channel memberships as well, and you get additional benefits that go along with that. Probably one of the most popular is access to archived SheetLoads. So after a certain amount of time, each SheetLoad file goes into kind of like a vault, and it is no longer accessible, you know, free to her normal subscribers. She does have the SheetLoad Rewind later in the month, where she does pull old ones out, you know, for a short amount of time. So if you don't have it, that's a good time to grab it. But if you are looking to go back and access SheetLoads, she's been doing this since like 2019. So there are a lot of SheetLoads. She does have that benefit is available as one of her paid channel member benefits. And also something else that, you know, is kind of fun and helpful is there are a lot of months where she has either a cut file or a printable that goes along with the SheetLoad design, and so that is also something that is available to her paid members. So if you would like to support her in, you know, all of the work that she does for us every single month, you do get some really great benefits for the money. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I appreciate Alicia and all of the time and effort that she puts into this, because I've loved SheetLoads since the beginning, and they're just a fun way to put a group of cards together. So moving on to my last card here, and I forget that I'm only supposed to put my adhesive on the bottom half of the circle. So you'll see me go ahead and like add glue all around the circle as if I were going to glue the whole thing down. And then I realized, luckily, before I got too far, that I only needed to have it on the bottom half. So I did have to go kind of wipe that glue off, re-add glue just at the bottom, and then somehow I managed to have it turned wonky when I was adding the glue. So some of the parts that were touching the paper didn't even have the glue. So I don't know. This is the 4th card, so you'd think I'd have the process down pat by this point, but obviously I don't. Because here, adding the glue, I'm like, oh wait, let's take half that off. But then in the process, I had it turned kind of wonky, and so I ended up having to kind of go back in after I pressed it down and add glue to some of the spots that were missing. So, but it still turned out okay. So let me know in the comments below, how long have you been doing Call Me Crafty Owl's SheetLoads? Like I said, I've been with her since the beginning in 2019 and have loved them ever since. So let me know when you found her. Here are my cards. I have 4 sets of each design, and then I did have some scraps left over from my scraps that I added to the inside as well. So hope you enjoyed my take on the SheetLoad. Please be sure to check the links in the description box below. Thank you so much for your time, and hope you all have a very crafty day.